The lesson is recording. Okay, very good. I forgot. Okay. So now we're going to record the lesson. The general rule for designing any program, okay, today if you are children like my daughter, or if you are a student like a university student, if you write a program, you always need to solve the step like this. Make sure you understand your problem. Next one is we want to design the logic flow, okay, using a flow chart. And then the next one is you will create some pseudocode with your comment. And finally, then you start writing your code. We will use this procedure to design all our program in the upcoming lessons. So just remember these are basic 4 steps. Of course, we can make it more complicated, but these are the 4 main steps. Let's illustrate the idea, okay? Step 1, we want to understand the problem, thinking stage. This is all about your mind. You want to think like a computer. So how can we divide our mind to think like a computer? As we can see, if you look at the problem, we want to solve this puzzle with 6 gems. Yes, my daughter is saying we want to identify the common and similarities. So that's why obviously you should notice the position for these 3 gems and the close switch look exactly like these 4 items here. So that's why we can identify identical regions. That means it's 3 gems and 1 close switch. Okay. If we change the angle, like this, you may notice we can actually go through the path like this, from the middle one to the right, and then to the left, and then we end at this close switch. And then the process repeat using the green route. Again, it's in the middle, to the right, and then to the left, and then end at the close switch. So that's why now we are trying to come up with this thinking process. Is it a good one? We don't know, but we can keep thinking. What about we try to change the way we write this program? What if we divide this into 4 parts? That means we have red, green, red, green. What does it mean? The red one is on your right-hand side, and then green is on your left-hand side, and then the red one is on your right-hand side, and then the green one is on your left-hand side. So that's why we further divide our program into 4 regions. It's a red, green, red, green. This way, we can create 2, what we call is a helper function to solve. 係啦，我哋叫做 helper function, okay? So now, after this thinking process, we go to the next step. Remember, we just mentioned we want to have a flow chart, okay? If we want to have a flow chart, what should we do? So this is what we should do, okay? The flow chart will be like this, okay? If we want to design a flow chart, it's always begin with a start button and there's an end button, okay? And then there will be a different shape will determine a different mode, including there's what we call a start end block. There's an input block, okay? Like this one, this is a shape we call the input block. And there's a decision block. Decision, this is in this particular shape, we will call it decision. So usually it's a if-else statement or is a looping statement. And then finally, we will have an operation block. Operation block meaning you can do some move forward, doing some addition, doing some like a toggle switches. So that means this is a basic idea for a flow chart. Now we go to the next one. If we want to design our program, the first thing what we should do is to think carefully. We want to move the monster forward. So this is our first flow chart. This is our first flow chart. So we have a start button. We want to keep moving forward. Since there's 5 steps here, number 1, number 2, 3, 4, and 5. If we move 5 times forward, then we will hit this part, which is the ending point. So that's why we want to create this flow chart. If this is 5 times, yes. Sorry, this one should be n. This is a typo. This one should be n. If this is not 5 times, we go back to the beginning. We keep moving forward. So that is our flow chart. So make sure we have this flow chart, okay? Step 3, okay, after you design your flow chart, you want to create your pseudocode. Now we are getting very close to use your iPad. Now I hope everybody can put down your name and your the workshop today, and then you write your pseudocode. Before you write any code, you put this is I want to loop 5 times. We want to move forward and we want to end the program here. So if we want to do this, let's go back to the screen share, just like what we are doing here. Okay, Racy, let's do it together.
Wow.
好，咁我哋打名嚟㗎。So let's put your name here. So let's say this is my daughter name, Racy. Okay, and then we want to use your iPad. Okay, we use a loop 5 times. Okay, don't write any code, just write your comment first, and then we want to move forward.
點解你今日又換咗咁寫嘅？
冇啊，我哋試一試睇點樣寫會好啲。呢個比較公正啲去學一個程式。Okay. Okay, so very good. So somebody iPad join us. Okay, so now we have the pseudocode ready. Okay, assume everybody try to do this. Very good. Okay, so now if you are able to do this, somebody put some annotation. Oh, no annotation, please. Okay, good. 冇話攞呢度啊 stop annotation. Okay, good. Very good. So now what we should do is, if you want to loop 5 times, what will you do? Okay. Of course, you will put a for loop, okay, for loop 5 times. So it will be like this, okay? So this one should be pretty easy, right? So if you write your program, it will be like this. So after this, what you should do is you should run your code, okay?
咁呢個係點撳啊？
邊個撳？邊個？
嗰個3之前
呢個啦，呢個啦。Okay. Usually children will have some problem with the keyboard.
你嗰個會咁？
邊個？
你覺得一橫剪咩？
一樣啫，冇所謂。Hello, we have more people joining us today. So now you can see what we are doing now is we are trying to create this 5 times. And then if you look at the monster, it's actually just moving forward 5 times. Okay, make sure you are able to get this step correct. Okay, we are using an incremental approach to write program. So now you can see this monster is moving forward 5 times. So now if you go back to your our slides, okay. So make sure we are having this flowchart. This is our logic. We just want to move forward for 5 times. And then we are doing the coding part. Okay, we are doing the coding part. So the coding part will be like this. Okay, make sure everybody have your comment, your name info, and then you have your loop 5 times, and then you want to move forward. And if you are done this part, then we are able to move forward to the next step. So now if you think carefully, before we do anything, we write any code, we should start thinking carefully about your flowchart again. So the flowchart will be like this, okay? If we see, if we are moving forward, if we are stepping on the jam block, if this is a jam block, okay. If you are on the jam block, so you are going to move to the left-hand side. If not, then you should go to the right-hand side. This is a typo, okay? So basically, you have a very nice block. You're going to put it like this, okay? If you are on the jam block, you will solve the right-hand side, or else you solve the left-hand side, okay? Some student, if you get into error like the next slide, like this one, the main reason is because these 2 functions, they are not defined. And because they are not defined, you will see this unresolved identifier is because you haven't defined your function. So you will get this error, okay? So the way to solve it is very easy. You just need to create 2 functions. One is called solve left side, one is called solve right side. So basically you have 2 functions and the content is empty. and then you are able to map your flowchart like this into the program code like this. So let's work together. Okay, I will work together with you all. Make sure you will be able to solve this puzzle together. So now, just like what we are saying, okay, we want to have branches checking the condition. So this is if what? If is on jam, if this is on jam, then you will do whatever, just a name, soft left. Okay, for example, you just say soft left. Or else, okay, if 你唔好跟，你自己做啦。OK， 我而家教緊好多人等緊我，好嘛？明唔明白 ？OK， 咁你自己 solve 住先咯。So this is if this is on jam, what we should go? If this is on jam, we should go to the right hand side. Okay, so that's why it should be soft right. Else, this one will be soft left. Okay, just like what I'm saying. Now, if I want to run my code, you will see there's a red dot here, and it will say this is an unresolved identified soft right. So make sure you put your function before where you call your function. So that's why you put function, okay, and then you say soft left, okay, and then you create another function, and then this one is called soft right. So sometimes you will get some error, okay. So up till now 做唔做到啊？不如你幫我呢度啦。揾緊個 U 字嘅啫嘛。U 字呢度。Okay. Okay. So now you can run it. So let's run your code again. This is a function error. You need to fill it. Okay. So I can remove this. I can remove this. So if you see error, don't worry. You can easily fix your code. So very good, we have about 40 people today. So now you can see, basically, I'm still moving forward 5 times without doing anything. Why is that? Because inside this, you are just empty. Empty, okay? Because you're empty here, and that's why your monster is not doing anything. Okay, everybody can do this. If you can do this, please raise your hand in your chat room. Okay, if you are able to follow this step, you can raise your hand and then we can go to the next step. Okay, thank you, Jack. I see your hand. Thank you, Ashley. Okay, very good. If you all can finish this step, okay, good. Ashley, hello, very good. So now, if you are able to do this, so now in order to reduce the difficulty, what we should do, now we want to go to the left part. We want to go to the left part. So the easiest way for you to do is to reduce your index. So now we're not going to move for 5 times. We just do it for 1 time, okay? We just say for loop 1 to 1. So this loop will be only executed 1 time, okay? So now if you want to do this, now I just run it, you will see it like this. I run it, it will just go here. Now, if we are on jam, we want to solve right, what we should do the first thing. Okay, now go back to our slide. We go back to our slide. We go back to our slide. Okay, make sure we want to go to the next step. We want to do this soft right function. If you look at your soft right, what we should do, Racy, the first step. Yeah. 我哋要做啲咩第一樣嘢？第一樣係行前攞鑽石。攞鑽石 ，collect gem。攞鑽石。And then 英文都用英文講。Collect gem. Move forward, collect gem, 跟住轉左定 move turn right 定 turn left. Okay, okay. So what we should do is we first collect the gem, and then we. 好似 turn left. We should turn right. Okay, we should turn right. Okay, but here I forgot. I just put move forward 3. Okay, I should turn right and then move forward 3, and then we collect the gem on the left-hand side, and then we turn around, and then we move forward again 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. After we hit this place, we need to turn right again in order to make sure the monster is facing on this right-hand side, not to this direction. Okay, so everybody understand? So now, in order to go back to your playground, just like what I'm saying, remember, before we write any code, we need to have the logic. So the first thing is to collect gem. Second one is we want to turn right. Next one, we want to move forward 3 times. And then we want to turn left and then collect gem. Sometimes you may feel difficulty to see so far away. So don't worry, what you should do is you just fill in your code one by one. Okay, so let's say I want to collect gem. Okay, I want to turn right. I want to move forward 3 times. Right? And I want to turn left. Turn left, and then I need to actually, if you are careful enough, you will notice I need to move forward here as well. And after that, I will collect the gem here. So let's see if we run the code, we are able to do what we want. Okay, collect the gem, turn right, 1, 2, 3, turn left, move forward, collect gem. Okay, seems we are done here. Is this what we want? So seems we are doing the right thing. So what we should do next is, if I'm going too fast, you can let me know, okay? So now the next one is we want to turn around and then move forward, okay? After we move forward, what should we do? Turn right. Move forward 3 times. And the final one will be turn right. Okay? So if we want to get a turn around here, we can okay, so if we want to create turnaround, we can create a new function called turn around. So the turnaround function will be turn left 2 times. Okay, and you may also notice we need to call move forward 3 times quite often, right? So that's why we can create a move forward 3 times like this. Okay, so what we can do is we can create for loop. Okay, so the way you write the code will be like this. And you make sure your code is easy to read and clean. You can understand what you're writing. Okay, so if you are able to create your move forward 3, so you just need to update the function name. So it will become move forward 3 here. And this one will be turn around here. Look at here. This is a turn around. And after you get your turnaround, I think everybody is trying to solve this. We are working on this soft right function together. So we move forward, we turn right here. And this one should be move forward 3. Look at here, there's a move forward on the left, there's a move forward 3 on the right. So then we are going to get our last turn right. So seems this is what we get so far, right? So if we run our code, let's see if we are getting this right. So we are going to solve this move forward 3 times.
爸爸做乜寫咁長曲㗎嚇？你見唔見到有啲一樣㗎？
冇啊，邊係一樣？你揾下。
我覺得move forward 3咪啱，2個咪move forward 3咯。
Okay, so everybody can see. So basically, if you want to solve right, I will take a 1 minute break here. I want to make sure most of us can handle this function together.
但呢兩個咪 move forward 咯。
但係我哋分開㗎嘛，呢個 move forward 係自己獨立一個 move forward 啊嘛，你冇辦法將佢簡化啊嘛，係咪啱啱？Okay, so take a look at this. Do you see any place you can reduce your code and make it easier? So seems not. Okay, so if you are able to solve this part, okay, if you are able to solve this arm, that means you can call this a solve right here as well. Okay. So now the next one, now go back to your our program here. So you are able to solve this right hand side. Just one, okay? Make sure you have your operation in mind and then you start typing your code.
我覺得你睇得太快。
我睇得太快啊，咁我教慢少少啊 ，OK？ Okay, so we take a look here. Okay, we take a look here. So basically, the way you do it will be like this. You collect your gem, you move forward 3 times, you collect the gem on your left-hand side, you turn around, you move forward 3 times, you get your final turn right. So I just put the code together. So you may notice I only put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 comments. Okay, this is a little bit different from the one we are showing you today, but the operation is basically the same. And I think up till now, most of you are able to solve the right-hand side together. Okay, we still have people joining us. Hello, welcome, Jonathan. Okay, so up till now, we are able to solve this puzzle on the right-hand side. And if you are able to solve this, then we will be moving forward to solve the left-hand side. Would you like to give a try? Now, solving the left-hand side will be pretty easy because what you need to do is you move forward, you get the gem on your left-hand side, and then you come back to the main row, and then you need to face forward. You're going to face forward. Okay, so now you will be able to see like this, okay? Make sure you have this, what we call the pseudocode, okay? Your logic function first before you write your code. So now if you, this part, I don't show you the screen, but we are going to work out the code together. So this function is pretty much done. So next one, what you need to do is you are going to change the index from 1 to 2, okay? So if you want to run your code faster, you will be able to look at here, run the fastest, okay? 將呢個1變咗做2, okay? So you change 1 to 2, and then you will notice 點啊? So now you may notice, very good, I can see Jasper raise your hand, okay? So now you can see we are at this spot. So what's the first thing you should do? Now suppose you are going to, since you are not on the gem, you want to solve left, okay? You want to solve left. So what is the thing you should do? Okay, if you are at this function, solve left function, remember what we want to do? Number 1 is we want to toggle the close switch to become open, right? So you want to toggle the switch. Next one, you want to face left or right. You want to face this way. This is your left, right? So turn left and then move forward. And then collect gem. And then turn around. Turn around and then you need to move forward. After you move forward, you need to turn left again. Am I correct? So let's try this together. So the first one, you want to toggle switch. After you toggle your switch, 你幫我打。咩啊？你幫我填咗呢啲曲落去。填咩曲啊？咩曲㗎？係啦，你幫我填落去啊。Turn left， 咁你點樣去 turn left 啊 ？Turn left。係啦。 TU N 係啦，咁啊呢度得呢度見到啦。Turn left，咁樣呢度 move forward， 我打 move forward 落去啊。Move forward。好啦 ，move forward，yes，very good。咁跟住下一個咧，我哋要 collect 個 gem 咯。
係 collect gem 咯。
呢度啦，嗱，幫我 collect 個 gem。
collect gem。
Okay, good. Next one, turn around.
Turn left, turn left. Turn left.
Turn around. Okay, after you turn around, what do you do?
Move forward.
咁你幫我打啦 ，move forward.
Move forward.
Okay, good. After you move forward, what do you do?
Move forward. Turn left.
Turn left. T. Turn left. Okay, so now let's try again. So what you can do is you can step through my code. So let's have a look. Okay, you can step through your code. So now you're going to move forward, and then it's on gem, and then you go to this soft right, collect gem, turn right, move forward 3 times. 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 3 times. And after you exit, you turn left, you collect the gem. Turn around. Turn around meaning 2 times turn left. And then you come back here, and then you move forward 3 times. 1, 2, 3. 喂，你唔好亂咁打啦，我哋 run 緊 program 都打落去。
哦。
唔應該咁樣。Okay，我頭先 show 人哋睇，我見唔到啊。Okay, so now you can see, I think most of you can see it. So now you turn around. Okay, so now everybody can see it. The monster is now facing forward. Okay, so now if you can see it. So our code is pretty much done here. Okay, our code is pretty much done here. So what we should do, where is it?
Yeah.
Now, if we want to solve the remaining part, what do you want to do? We just need to change one number, and then we can solve the puzzle. Which number we should change? From 2 to 3. Really? Think carefully. 3. 你要行幾多步啊？1步、2步、3步、4步、5步。Okay, you change this number to 5, and then we're going to run fastest. 唔該晒。So everybody can see it. 哎呦。哎呦 ，not good. What happened? 點解會咁嘅？點解會有個冇着到嘅？我哋不如嚟多次啊，係咪有啲嘢錯咗咧？So something goes wrong. I thought this is going to work. Why? So now let's run the code one more time. Okay. So what happened? Anybody know why my puzzle is not solved? Do you know why? Where is it? Now this is what we call a debug process. Why? What happened? Yeah. So we can collect the 6 gems, but only two switches are toggled. So the answer is this, because we need to do this. If it's on close switches, okay? Because we need to check if we are on a closed switches, then we will solve the left-hand side, okay? So let's try the code once again. Let's try the code once again, and then you will be able to see it. If it's on closed switch, I think it's if it's on closed switch. I need to Try again. Okay, so everybody should take a look at here. Else if, okay, is on close switch. Now in this case, we should be good, okay? So now make sure if you are on the jam, you take the right route. If you are on a close switch, you take the left route. If you are not on a close switch like this one, the switch is already turned on, then you just move forward, okay? So that's why if we run our code one more time, then you will see your results. Let's try again. So up till now, can I ask if most of you already solved this puzzle together? So now if we are on a closed switches, we turn on the switch. And then we move forward. Now this switch is already on. We do nothing, okay? So now we keep going straight. Then we collect the gem. This is your soft right. We come back here. Okay, I can see some of you are putting a chat room. Yes, very good. No, don't worry if you have difficulty. Yes, thank you, Michael. I can see it. I forgot I need to add else if. Okay, very good. So in this case, this is what you expect if you are able to solve this puzzle. At the end, it will become 6 gems all connected and 3 switches all toggle on. Okay, so hard. Is it very hard? So so basically, this is a suggest solution. Okay, and some of you may have some other solution, but what we are trying to do together is we create function like this. The first one for handling turnaround, and other function is to move forward 3 times. And we have another function just to handle your left route. Okay, this is your left route. And then this is your soft right route. Okay, 有啲唔明 ，OK 唔緊要，邊度唔明咧 ？OK, so if you have any difficulty, you can let me know. Or don't worry, I'm going to come back to the slide first, and then we'll be able to take a look. This is your final code. So basically, you have your first function, turn around, and the second function is looping for 3 times because you don't want to call move forward 3 times. So you have a dedicated function to do this. And then to solve your left-hand side, you have your toggle switch, and then you get the left-hand side gem, and then you will be able to collect like this. This is a turn left. And if you are more careful, you may notice this is a get the left gem. If you look at the code, it's a turn left and then move forward and then collect gem. This is the same. So that means for your right-hand side, this code, you also have a code called the get the left gem. This get the left gem. Okay, if you want me to show the code again. So this is the final code. So basically you're writing the overall program. So it will be like this. You have a turn around, move forward 3 times. You want to solve the left-hand side route. Tablet can't use. No problem. So don't worry, I can go slower. Okay, I can see some of you are having the difficulty to show the screen. I think what I can show you is if you are using an iPad, you don't need to type the code. Okay, I can remind you if you are using iPad, what you should do is you should use the function. Okay, like this. You can see at the bottom part, there are lots of code that you can already use. Okay, so that means you don't need to type your code. You just need to press the button. You just need to press the button and all the code will be available to you. So you don't need to type your code 9 by 9, okay? But all I want to tell you is the logic flow, okay? The logic flow is that you need to ensure the program flow will be like this. This is your main loop. The main loop, the objective is you want to to loop 5 times, keep moving forward, checking whether it's on the jam or it's on the close switch. And then you have your soft left root and soft right root function, okay? And this is the turn around and also move forward function, okay? So now I'm going to further simplify the program. We create one more function called the get the left jam. Get the left jam is a 3-step. Turn left, move forward, and collect jam. So let's have a look here, okay? So we are going to simplify our code further. So if you want to take a look here, what you should do is you are going to create a function, get left jam, okay? You want to get the left-hand side jam. So basically you are going to put these 3 lines inside, okay? Okay, so you're going to get your left-hand side jam like this, okay? So basically you toggle your switch and then you get your left-hand side jam. So first you toggle your switch and then you get the jam here, and then you're going to turn around, okay? And then you move forward and then you leave, okay? So now if you have this function, what you can do, this is going to get your left jam again. Okay, if you are able to get this, these 3 lines of code will be gone. Okay. Okay, so now if you are able to see it, your program will be simpler. Okay, your program will be simpler. So that means I've got turn around, you've got move forward 3 times, and there's a function called get the left hand jam. Why is that? Because if you think carefully, if your monster is moving this direction, this jam is on your left-hand side. If your monster is moving this direction, this jam is on your left-hand side. So that is what we call similarities. So now we run the code again. Okay, so you collect the jam. And then you keep move forward. You collect the left-hand side jam. And then you come back. So the overall program will be like this. Okay, so I hope with this demonstration, most of you can have a taste about how to solve this puzzle. I provide the PowerPoint for all of you in the WhatsApp group, so I think you can actually see it. But the important point is make sure you've got enough comment in your code, okay? And we are going to end here, but today the lesson I want to divide into 2 parts. The first part is to solve this decision tree. And we are going to do the next lesson, which is next Sunday. We will be doing the last one in the logic operator. Okay, this is a logical program. You will see is a very interesting one. So if you look at your playground, so look at here. So we solve the function, the last one. We solve the looping, the last one. Okay, remember our first lesson is we're trying to solve the function. And then the last Sunday, we solved the 4-stash sweep. Today, we solved this decision tree. And then what we are going to do next Sunday, we are going to solve this about logical lab. Okay, this one we are going to do it. And then later on, we'll be doing some other while loop and so on. And just keep in mind, we are still working on the learn to code 1. So there's a learn to code 2. And some other later, we're going to learn that later on. Okay, so now I'm going to show you something more because we only have 15 more minutes. I want to show you another screen. I hope you enjoyed the lesson today so far. This is what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what we call the Xcode. Okay, Xcode. I hope I can spend about, thank you for your message. I hope I can spend about 10 minutes to show you this. So for all your program, if you are using an iPad, good. If you are using iPad or you're using a MacBook or iMac, so all the program I can tell you, you can use Swift to write your program. So the programming interface will be like this. So you can develop iOS, macOS, tvOS, and some other project. So this is the link. Okay, you go to this link, it's free. Okay, the software is free. You can download. If you want to publish your app, then you need the Apple account. It's a yearly charge. It's about $100 US, and you can publish your app to the world. So we're going to have a quick look at these demos. Assuming you already download this Xcode, then we are going to open a new project. It's about playground. So we can create a playground. We're going to do this together now. And once you create this, you can also use a playground to create some other applications, including what we call a blank page or a game page or what we call single view page. Okay, thank you. I'm going to share the PowerPoint in the Out of Code WhatsApp group. Okay, in case if you are not joining the group, sure, I will try to be slower next week. Don't worry. Okay, so I'm going to show you this page in a minute. So what we are going to do is we are still writing a playground program. So the syntax, okay. So the idea is this. Okay, I show you a whiteboard. Okay. So this is the idea. Okay. So you can see with this what we call the Xcode. Okay. You'll be able to develop a lot of application for your iPhone, iPad, or MacBook. Okay, you can do a lot. So before you start using Xcode, Apple design something like this. It's called Swift Playgrounds. Okay, so the idea is Apple want us to learn how to write the Swift code. So we are able to get familiar with all these funny animation program to learn all the fundamental programming syntax. Okay, if we are able to master and command the skills in this level, then we will have a very natural transition to the Xcode. But remember, Xcode is focusing on the Swift language, okay? But if we're able to focus on one language, later on we'll be able to transform what we are learning into some other language, okay? The language itself won't change in a day or so, but it will be pretty much handy for us to shift our knowledge into different syntax, okay? So I hope this is, that's why I'm saying this is a good starting point for us to just recap what we're learning. Okay, I hope if you are unable to solve the puzzle or you have any questions, do not forget our important 4 steps. Okay, think about what's your problem. Okay, and design your flow chart, the logical flow, that is more important. And then write your pseudocode. The worst scenario is some children, if you see your kid is writing a program, just type the code in the first place, that's not good, because they may get their code working in the first place, but once if they get into trouble, they don't know where to solve it. Because at the end, the program will become really messy, complicated. And sometimes if I write the code without a comment, after a year, I have no idea what have I been written. So that will be a chaos. So that's why I'm going to show you this, what we call the Xcode. Yes, this one. So basically, if you open your project, you will be able to see something like this. So basically, if you look at the program, these are what we call some package library that already create to you. So it's pretty much pretty easy. You just open up a new playground, okay? And then it will say, I want to create a single view. Okay, I want to create a single view. Okay, and I select the iOS. Okay, I select the iOS, and then you say, I want to create a project called Playground Project. Okay, and then you can submit this project for your WWDC competition. And then if you open your program, you'll be already seeing a page like this. Okay, you'll be able to see a page like this. Okay, I'll talk about Scratch later on. Okay, so once you already see the code, the syntax, we are not touching a lot of code like this, but I can assure you, if we are using a Swift Playground, later on you will understand what's the meaning of this dot but I think most of you already getting familiar with your move forward, right? Your move forward, the syntax will be very much like this. Today, we are not learning how to use a net. Okay, net is we define a constant element in your program. Today, we are not talking about class. We are not talking about override. But remember, we're already using a lot about function. Okay, so these are all the attributes that we're already slowly increasing our knowledge in writing the Swift program. Okay, if you have this very nice interface, if you click this icon on your bottom part, you play it. I think you can see, right? So if you run it, you'll be able to see on your right hand side, there's what we call a live view. So you can see your live view. So you will be able to see a very nice Hello World program on it. Okay, so I'm going to make sure you are able to see your Xcode. Okay. Okay, so I think most of you can see. So this is run your program. And once you run your program, you're able to see a lot of element include. There's a what we call UI view. There's a UI label. There's a my view controller. So the idea is that your iPhone, your iPad at the top layer is what we call a view. And because we want to touch the screen, when we touch the screen, there's what we call some operation involved. So there's a controller involved. There's a view. There's a controller for this view. So that's why we want to decide what's happening when we press a button and all this. Okay, so that's why I hope you all can connect. Okay, try to connect with what I'm just trying to show you with the whiteboard. Okay, so with this whiteboard, I want to show you some students are asking what is the relationship with Scratch and Adventure and so on. So what, in my opinion, okay, they are all excellent products. Okay, they are all excellent product, AI tool or whatever. These are what we call the blockly programming language. Okay, the nice thing is this. I would say you can see I can always teach my daughter on this blocky programming, which is good. But on the other hand, there's a transition that you need to go through because you are not going to write blocky language for this. Okay, Python, C, Java. We are always saying we are coder. We are typing line by line code. So there's a transition from blocky to line language. And today, if we are learning Swift Playground, in the first place, we are already typing the code. So the barrier, it may look a little bit more difficult in the beginning, but later on, when you have this nice transition, the code that you are learning is already up to date. Okay, so that's why I think this is a different approach. I think both of them are good. There's a pros and cons. And it's depending on what we are choosing. But as a parent, I think we just need to know what is available in the market. And we need to have the decision to decide which one is good at what. Okay, and I think, thank you, Judy, thank you, Samantha. And for Xcode, you can use iPad to code Xcode. You need to use a Mac or MacBook, then you can code. Xcode, you can also write using Windows. Okay, Windows, you can also write iOS. Not really high-level language, but Xcode is just an interface. We call it IDE. Okay, it's called Integrated Development or Developer Development Environment. So it's an environment for you to write the program. So Xcode or whatever, we call it IDE, Integrated Development Environment. So it's just a platform. So even for Swift Playground, it's one of the IDE for us to write our program. Okay, so any questions? We have about 5 minutes. Feel free to ask any questions. I just want to show you maybe one more thing. Okay, so if today we are writing a program, okay, if today, since we still have a bit more time, so I want to show you the Xcode. So today, if you are not choosing a playground, you can select a project. Okay, so you can select a project. Can you see my screen? If I'm going to select the iOS, I want to select the single view. Okay, too fast. Okay, I will slow it down. Okay, so now I'm going to show you if I go to set a new project, I'm not selecting a playground. I just select the iOS project. I select a single view. Where can you find that? Okay, I repeat. So you go to the top there is a, I'm not sure if you can see my screen here because I'm just showing this. I'm going to show you the project. How about if I don't have a MacBook? Don't worry, as I mentioned, Xcode, you can also use Windows to code as well. So now I'm going to show you a project. Okay, so I want to have an hour of code project. Okay. So I'm going to create a project. What I want to show you is you can enable your children to create a program that can be running on top of your iPhone. Okay, so this is not something very difficult. You can actually write a program like this within 10 minutes. Is it you can only do it in a computer? Yes. Okay, if you want to use Xcode, because the programming interface is quite complicated, I'm going to show you the interface in a minute. Okay, I'm going to show you that. Just wait a second. So this is it. So most of you may notice, okay, so this is another interface. This is still Xcode. So what you can do is you can see a lot of, again, this is a Swift code, okay, and then you will be able to see my iPhone, okay. You can, at the top, you should be able to see, you can emulate, write a program for your iPad Pro, your iPhone, and so on. You can also have some other emulator. If you have a physical iPhone connected to your computer, you can actually write your program and then download to your phone, and then your program will be able to run. So this is the environment. So I hope you can really connect what you are writing. Today we are having a Swift playground for the monster, but later on you'll be able to write, again, you see these are function, okay? There are lots of interface, okay? And then you'll be able to, very nicely, the IDE will create this automatically pop-up tab, and then you can select a lot of function to select and write your code, okay? And then if you see your code, you've got the error, and this program will suggest, okay, this is your potential error, you need to fix it this way or that way, okay? So these are not something you can do it within a day, but you need a lot of time and experience to connect. And eventually you can also create your final program. So since today we don't have much time, I just want to give you an experience about what we can do with Swift, okay? And at the end, all the program in your mobile phone or Mac, today we can write using Swift. It's a very powerful environment, and stay focused in our series. We are still in early stage. This is a lesson 3, and I believe we can do a lot more with this. If you have difficulty, we can always replay the video, or we can have more questions here. Can you use so fast? Yes, of course, we only have 1 hour. So that's why, yes, hour of code, right? So we are not going to overrun because we need to keep the time, okay, 1 hour. And I hope to see you all again next Sunday, okay? I believe 1 hour would be quite fruitful, okay? So any more questions? We still have 3 more minutes. 係啊，唔錯，勁喎，咁好嘅你我哋不如同啲朋友仔 say goodbye 啊！我哋今日大概都做到好多嘢啦，好唔好啊？咁樣歡迎大家問問題嘅，而家仲有3分鐘。The program written can be run in iPhone, iPad. Yes, correct. Okay. So we are going to write a lot of interesting things. So I'm going to show you. This is the program. Okay. So eventually you will see what we call, this is emulator. This is an emulator, 即係一個模擬器. So you can see your program running on this emulator. Okay. So if I need to download any program for the PC, yes, Xcode. Okay, you need to get that. Thank you. Yeah, Yvonne, I hope my sharing is useful for your upcoming Python lesson. Okay, very good. That's right. So we'll join us. If you like it, share with your friends. If you want to get your PowerPoint, join our Out of Code WhatsApp group. We will share there. Okay, it's good. Bye-bye. 1 hour. OK， 咁我開下咪先，大家可以講2句嘢，大家可以say goodbye 啦。 大家可以 unmute。OK， good， 拜拜，大家
拜
拜。
拜拜。
拜拜。